Okay, good evening, everyone. If you can hear me, please let me know. Mr. Tosin, please can you confirm if you can hear me clearly, if you can see my face before I begin my session? Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So it's an honor to be here this evening to share my thought and my knowledge with you guys. And I believe within the limited time I have to speak to you guys this evening, it's going to be a worthwhile experience. And personally, I love interactive sessions, but I don't know how I will be able to see their chat, comments, feedback, or if are there any room for that, Mr. Tosin? Please, can you confirm before I get right into the business of the day? Is there any room for that for me to be able to, follow what's their conversation, maybe their questions, their interactions, or something of sorts. But if there's no room for that, then I will just, go ahead with what I have. Okay, thank you so much for that feedback. So, good evening once again, everyone. I'm very, very grateful to be here this evening, and you would already know who I am, really. But if you don't know who I am, my name is Emmanuel Olajide, and I just concluded my NYC some few weeks back. Yeah, and it was really a great and amazing experience for me. And I would say that I was able to maximize it to the fullest. And the essence or the topic we're considering, in this session or in this workshop is how to maximize your NYC, right? And I can tell you that I was able to maximize my NYC. The 12 months, I was able to do some tangible things that I would ever live to remember. In fact, I can tell you without any doubt or mincing words that this is my best year yet. And this is not to just, make you feel good or, to boast. No, but I'm telling you the fact. And, I may not have the privilege to highlight many of the things that I did, but I can remember when I was done with my NYC and I was, wrapping up with the whole thing and I left. I just sat down and I thought about the things I was able to achieve during my NYSC year, and I wrote 37 tangible things, right, that I did while I was serving as a core member in a local government, not so exposed area, not so developed area, but I was still able to achieve all that. And I want you to have this mindset first, because one thing you must understand about this NYC of a thing is your mindset determines how set you are and what you're going to get out of NYC. If you go into the system with the wrong mindset, you leave the whole NYC, you leave all your 1 year, and you will not be able to achieve anything tangible from it. But if you have the right mindset, trust me, you're going to get the best out of it. But even before I go into the business of the day, I must indeed acknowledge the founder of Kimpeak Holdings, and I must also celebrate my dear brother, who is the CEO of Kimpeak Holdings, Mr. Tosin Anima Shaun. It's such an honor and a privilege to be here. And I also want to celebrate my co-speakers who are, share out of their own bowels and expose us to different things on different topics that would actually enhance us and enable us to be able to get the best out of our NYC year. One thing you must understand is that these are some of those things that you need to become a success. I was just checking my book reading lists, I think 2 days ago, and I went to 2020 and I saw that I already read a book about NYC in 2020. And what level was I? I was in 300 level. And my school has 5 years, it's a 5 year course. So I have 100 to 500 level, but I was in 300 level. I started reading about NYC. Before I even went for service, I read books on NYC and I discussed with people that were able to achieve tangible things while they were serving. And these things fell, made laid the foundation for my success as a core member. And one of those things I was able to achieve as a core member, was to be able to save my allowance, my stipends, everything. I didn't spend a dime from it. It was around into seven figures. I was able to visit 15 secondary schools. Impact over 6,000 students, paid fees of 61 students, right? And won 8 awards, took like 10 certifications, did a whole lot of things all within just 12 months. And it all began with the access to the right information. The problem we have currently, especially with core members, because I also had the privilege of serving as the general CDS president of my local government, where I was able to lead over 500 core members, is that many of us has been misinformed. And each time you are misinformed, you miss your way in life. Information or knowledge is the wing through which you fly in life. And each time you dwell in ignorance or incomplete knowledge or wrong knowledge, you'll be incarcerated, meaning that you'll be limited. So while everybody is excelling, you will remain at the same spots. And this is the problem many core members are facing currently. There's a lot of misinformation everywhere. And honestly, to be honest with you, there's a whole lot of things that needs to be improved in the system. I'm not arguing that. But within all these things, there's a whole lot of things that you can still achieve while you're still saving. In fact, I regard NYC year as a year that serves as a launch pad into a successful life. I always tell people that NYC, your NYC year gives you the privilege to correct the mistakes that you made as an undergrad. It gives you the ability to do what you couldn't do while you were still an undergrad. If you had not planned what you were going to do after your graduation, that NYC year is a time for you to plan for those things. If you are not taking the necessary skill sets, you have not gotten the necessary skill sets, the necessary certifications, your NYC is a year for you to do that. If you have not made the necessary connection, network to launch you into success, your NYC year is that year to do that. If you have not learned about finance, your NYC year is a year to do that. So I see it as a very critical time in your lifetime. And when you waste your time, you are wasting your life. And I want you to have this right mindset that is not just about 12 months. People have gotten access to great things within 12 months. They've redefined their destiny and they've launched into success within just 12 months. So have that mindset that these 12 months, these are the things I'm going to do, and I'm going to give my very best to my next 12 months. Whether at my PPA, at the CDS, in the camp, during my POP, everywhere I found myself, that was the decision I made. Right from before I even entered into NYC camp, I said I was going there to go and win a grant, business grant. Because I had a friend that won a grant of 600,000 naira. So when I was going to camp, I also said I was going to participate in a business grant competition and I was going to win it. Unfortunately, when I got to camp, there was nothing like that. They didn't do it during our own stream and our own, I think my own stream. I don't know if they did it the next stream. But I participated in two other competitions, which was what? Debates. And I was first prize winner in the first one, third prize winner in the second one. What informed my decision? What made it a reality? What allowed me to do that? It was that decision, that access to knowledge, that access to information, that these are the activities going on in camp, and I was going to position myself for it. And I ensured that right from the time I was in camp to the very time I did my POP, I was winning. On my POP, I was presented, they presented a commendation letter to me. When I was serving at my PPA, I did a whole lot of things at the local government secretariat. Everybody knew me. You can't be in it for local government serving and you not know Emmanuel Olajide. So it is a personal decision I made. Now, I know other speakers would have done justice to many of these topics. So I'm just going to go straight into the topic they have given me to speak on, which is how to become a person of value at your PPA and beyond. Now, this is a very, very important topic that you must pay attention to, because in your NYC year, you are going to just spend 3 weeks in camp. Then you're going to spend at least 10, yeah, 10 to 11 months at your PPA. Then, yes, 10 months at your PPA or something like that. Yes, 10 months at your PPA. Then you're going to have like 3 weeks of leave, which you will take after your POP. So it means that within that 12 months, you are spending 10 months in a particular location, and that is your PPA, which is called the place of primary assignment. That's where you will be posted to as a core member. And whether you like the place or not, that's where you're going to spend your 10 months. And it is important that you learn what you need to do to position yourself as a person of value at that PPA, and not just limited to that PPA, but beyond that PPA, such that it will become a way of life that when you are finally done with your NYC, you will still be reckoned as someone of value, of high esteem. So I need you to pay very keen attention to this session that I'm doing with you, because it's very, very vital. Now, I know we have different PPAs, but majority of core members in Nigeria, we are being posted to a secondary school. If you are just starting, maybe you just want to enroll in NYC, you'll be posted. Most of the people that are going to go for NYC will be posted in a secondary school. Whereas some people will be posted to offices, administrative headquarters, some will be posted to companies, but majority to schools. And you have to spend your next 10 months there. But what is going to make your time there count and of immense success is that you become a person of value. Because you always attract to yourself, the kind of person that you are. Now, if you position yourself as a person of value, you attract valuable things to your life. You attract valuable people to your life. You attract valuable achievements to yourself. But if you choose otherwise, you're going to see the effects also. And when we talk about value, what exactly is value? Because it's gradually becoming a cliche. Everybody is saying that, I love that value. This is very powerful. This value, this value, this value. But what exactly is value? Now, we have different definitions of value, but I'm not going to go there, because when we talk about value now, some of us can define it as our belief systems, the things you believe in, the things that separate you, the things that you build your life upon. But that's not that kind of value that we're talking about right now. The kind of value that we're talking about in this time, value is the ability to meet needs, solve problems, and make life easier for others. That's the simple definition of value. The ability to what? Meet needs, solve problems, and make life easier for others. That's the simple definition of value. If you're able to meet the need of people, if you're able to solve the problem of people, and you're able to make life easier for people, then you're a person of value. Meaning that a person of value does not run away from needs. A person of value does not run away from problems. A person of value does not run away from trouble. In fact, they dwell or they enjoy places whereby there are problems, places whereby there are needs, because they know that this is an opportunity, an avenue to review their self-worth and make a tangible contribution an impact in that location or to that sect of people. Now, a person of value is not the person that will be running a task because you were posted to a village. It's not a person that complains every time. Oh, there's no water here. There's a blackout here. They are not paying us well. They are not doing this. These people are the students are dullards. They are this. No, 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 no. A person of value is a person that is able to see an opportunity in a problem and does not just see an opportunity. He brings that opportunity into reality. A person of value is a person that is able to see beyond the now, beyond the present circumstances. A person of value is a man of vision. And I define vision. I can't remember where I saw the definition, but it really spoke to me. I define vision as the picture of the future you want to feature in. Meaning that even though it does not look like it, you have a clear image that does not dwell in the realm, that is not in the realm of the tangible. It is not in the realm of the present. It is in the future. But you are able to take actionable steps to bring it into now. A person of value is not a person that will complain that this student is a dullard. No, no, no. A person of value is a person that is able to see into the next 10, 15 years, into the future of the students, into the future of the host community, and able to draw some things and create a clear path that will lead them into their future. Now, there's a Bible scripture that says, the gift of a man maketh room for him and brings him what? Before kings. That's Proverbs 18:16. Meaning that a person of value uses his giftings, his abilities, his resources to solve a problem, thereby leading him to meet with kings. An example in the Bible is who? Joseph. Another example is Daniel. These people came from nowhere. They were unknown. They found themselves in a place of turmoil, a place of calamity, a place of problem. Or instead of them to run away from the problem, they embraced the problem, saw the opportunities, provided solution to the problem, met the need, made life easier for the people that are present in that community, in that country, and that catapulted them and changed their story. Now, one thing you must understand is that becoming a person of value is not just an addition or an advantage to your PPA or to your host community. One thing many of us have not gotten is that when you make a tangible contribution to your host community or wherever you're serving, you are not doing them a favor. Instead, you are actually equipping yourself and building yourself for what is to come in the nearest future. You are developing the necessary skill sets. You are increasing your personal value. You are increasing your perception, and you're building yourself for the future that you're going to enter into. So the chief beneficiary of your value is not even your host community. It's not even your PPA, regardless of whatsoever you've done for them. They are not the chief beneficiary. Instead, you are the chief beneficiary of that value that you're creating, of that value that you are adding to your host community or your PPA. There's always something they say in Yoruba. I don't know if it is peculiar to, it's also the same with other culture. They say if you stretch one hand to other people, know that the remaining four fingers, if you stretch one finger, remember that the forefinger is like this, meaning that it is coming back to you. So that's why it is important that you add value to your PPA. Why? Because you become the chief beneficiary of the value that you've offered. The second reason why value matters at your PPA is that it determines how you will be remembered. One thing I always tell my students when I was 7, because I was posted to secondary school, was that I don't know what I'm doing to you, and you guys also don't know what you are doing to me. But it is in the next 15 years of our life that we'll be able to reflect and maybe meet at one place or the other, and we'll be able to come into the understanding of what we have done to each other. And one thing I always tell them is that the fact that I'm your teacher today, or I'm a core member, I'm done with higher institution, and you are still in secondary school, does not mean that I will forever be ahead of you. Life does not operate like that. It can happen that in the next 20, 25 years, 30 years, they are ahead of me. Why? Because our destinies are different. Our purposes are different. Our place is different. Our assignment is different. And that same boy that you called a dullard, that same city, village that you called, a God-forsaken village, can turn to anything in the nearest future. And don't ever forget that people will never forget how you treat them. They will never forget. So it is important that the limited time that you have at your PPA, use it to add value. The third thing is that it attracts opportunities, such as what? Recommendations, mentorship, jobs, offers, scholarship opportunities. If you intend to further more, one of the things that they were going to ask you, maybe you are looking for a job, or you're looking for scholarship opportunities, fellowship programs, and the rest. They are going to ask you about your experiences. What have you done in the past? Nobody is going to trust you with big things if you have not been faithful with small things. I see the NYC year as a year to sow seeds so that you can reap a bumper harvest in the nearest future. And one thing I always tell people is that don't expect your reward at the place you serve. You will reap where what you sow, not where you sow. So you can give your very best at your PPA, and they might not even appreciate what you've done. But one thing you must remember is that what? The universe does not forget. And beyond even that, the universe does not forget. When you want to apply for, opportunities, they will ask you in your CV to write about the things you do, maybe volunteering experiences, leadership experiences, work experiences, those things that you did, the value that you added at your PPA and your host community are the things you're going to talk about in your CV, in your motivation letter, in your personal statements, when you are applying, when you go for job interviews, the skill sets that you've acquired. These are the same things you're going to talk about. These are the same things that is going to make you to stand out. If you work in a very good place, you can even be recommended by your boss. They can even retain you. But if you take it casually and you use your 10 months anyhow, and you don't even add any value to your PPA, what will happen? In the end, nobody's going to recommend you. You're going to miss a lot of opportunities. And never belittle anybody. You never can tell where your help is going to come from. Also, it helps to build your personal brand. Now, personally, I'm a kind of person that I'm very big on my personal brand. And when I was serving, I did a whole lot of things, right? While I was serving, a lot of community projects, impacting students, paying school fees, going for outreaches, organizing debates, quiz competition, inter-school, intra-school, a whole lot of things, mentorship programs. I did a whole lot of things. Do you know what happened? It actually increased my personal brand value. People begin to see me as someone that is higher. My value increased from what it was before than where it is currently. In fact, I made a comment, I think it was 2 days ago, yesterday, and someone commented, she said, okay, thank you so much, NYC General. This is one of the people I look up to, right? But because of the things I did, it has increased my personal brand. Now I have my NGO that I'm working on. Because of the things I've done during my NYC, if I go out and I want to apply for maybe grants or speak to potential sponsors, what will happen? They're going to listen to me. Because when I begin to tell them about my achievements, even as a core member who was just receiving 77K, every one of them were like, if you can do this with limited resources, then I will be able to trust you with greater resources. Now, having said all these things, these are just foundational things. I will now move to how you can become a person of value at your PPA. The first thing is what? Excellence. Always show up with excellence. Now, excellence is the ability to exceed expectations. Excellence is the ability to maximize your potential to the fullest. Excellence is the ability to make maximum contribution even with limited resources. It's the ability to see positivity even in negativity. It's the ability to see possibility even in impossibility. It's the ability to turn zero into 2,000. It's the ability to multiply things. It's the ability to give the very best, your very best in what you're doing. It's the ability to go against the norm. That's what excellence is about. It's the ability to show up and give your 100% in and out of season. Whether anybody is looking at you, whether anybody is watching you or not. Is diligence. Excellence is diligence. Excellence is discipline. So at every point in time, you are always up to task. You are always on the go. You are always thinking about how to add value. You're always thinking about how to turn the problem into solution, how to turn the problem into a thing of joy, into a thing of enjoyment. That's what excellence is all about. Excellence is not about outdoing someone else. Why? Because our potential, our ability, our capacity, they are different. So it's just like, let's go to the parable of the talents, right? In the Bible, whereby a master called three of his servants and he gave them talents. He gave to one 5, he gave to another one 2, he gave to another one 1 talent. At the end, the master did not ask the one that he gave 1 talent that, why didn't you give me 5? The master only asked, how have you traded with? What have you traded my talent with? And the one that traded and brought 5, and the other one that brought 2 with just 2 talents, he regarded them as the same, that they are good and faithful servants. So it's not about outdoing someone, outshining someone. No, it is about bringing out your best, showcasing your best, adding your own contribution, rendering your own skill set, rendering your own ability, rendering your own talent, ensuring that where the place you met your PPA has gone further than where you met it. That's what excellence is all about. And it is hidden in little things like punctuality, resuming at your PPA at the right time, being reliable. They can always trust you with a job. If they tell you to do this, you do it. That's just what excellence is all about. Now, you must understand that excellence is not perfection. It is consistently giving your best. So don't think that you have to be perfect. No. In fact, if you wait for perfection, you will never in fact, you will never do anything, because perfection is not really attained. Because one thing that will tell you, one thing, you see, at any point that you feel that you're perfect, there's a higher tendency that you've stopped growing. Because the perfection of this current level is the flaw of the next level. So if you are in a level and you feel like you're perfect, everything you're doing is perfect, there's no error, there's no correction whatsoever, it means that you are beginning to plateau and you are beginning to settle in for mediocrity. So what do I say again? The perfection of your current level is the flaw of your next level. So don't seek to be perfect. Give your very best consistently, and you'll be regarded as an excellent person. The second thing is to learn and adapt quickly. Now, one of the problems you're going to face as a core member is that you're going to be posted to an environment that you are not used to. In fact, it might be the first time you are getting into that state. Be posted to a place that you've never gone to, different culture, different food, different background, different thoughts. But you must learn how to adapt to that culture, to that environment. And you must not just try to survive it, rather, you must try to thrive within that environment. And one of the shocking things that is going to happen when you are posted is that you studied 5 years an engineering course, they can post you to a secondary school. In fact, I was speaking with one of my, referred person, the person that, I served as his vice president when I was in school. He was my president. And he graduated with from engineering department, in fact, telecoms. Do you know where he served? He served in a primary school. I think he was teaching primary too. A telecom engineering graduate teaching primary school, primary two. He didn't study a Jew. Do you get it? That's very funny. But you must learn to adapt. Personally, when I was posted to a secondary school, I loved it because I have always loved teaching, right? But regardless of that, the fact that I loved it, I still bear the brunt. Why? Because my accommodation was inside the school compound, and before 7, school resumes by 7:30, but I always make sure that I get to school before 7. So even though I was living in school compound, I would leave my room before 7 every day throughout my service year and go to my classroom because I was class teacher every single day. I didn't say because I was living in school, then maybe I will stay. No, no, no. Every day before 7, every teacher will meet me in school. Now, and school closes by 4:30, but sometimes I can stay back in school till around 5, after 5, maybe I'm busy doing some things. But eventually, they will still do another lesson, private lesson and the rest. See, around after 6, before everywhere comes down to 7. And I'm a person that I'm a creative, I'm a writer, book project consultant, book editor, and that thing was draining me. Staying in a classroom, there's noise, a whole lot of things. So it was very, very difficult for me, but I still had to adapt. So my first few months in school, that PPA, right? I would get back from school, I would not be able to sleep. It was very, very difficult. I would not be able to sleep. In fact, I would get so tired that even to eat, it become an issue. Now, I had a roommate, he would be the one to cook. Just for me to stand up and eat, I will become so tired and weak. But I had to adapt. I didn't complain. I just learned how to adapt to the situation because whether I like it or not, the next 10 months of my life will be spent there. So it's The earlier I adapt, the better. And that's what I did. I adapted. Then it got to a point whereby there was blackout for over 3 months at my PPA. No lights. It's not that they brought it and took it. No, there was total blackout. But what did I do? I still adapted. Even though I was working remotely, I never came on and say there has never been light for 3 months, blah blah blah. What kind of PPA? Then abuse? No, I will still go to CDS as the general CDS president, and I will continue to motivate core members. I was not telling them my own predicaments. You never even see it on my face. You never hear it from my lips. Because what? See, one thing you must understand is that life is never going to get any easier, really. That's the truth. Each phase of your life comes with its own unique challenges. So at this point, it might be that you are in a rural community. That's the challenge. When you finally leave that rural community and get to another community or another space, it will come with its own challenge. But if you have developed the necessary skill sets, the necessary adaptation skills, while you are serving in a rural community, when those challenges come, you say, it's not unusual now. That's not something special. I'm going to survive it. I'm going to thrive through it. I am going to, come out victorious. That's the mindset. So learn and adapt quickly, regardless of the challenges. Your employers does not love people that always give complaints. And this one is not working. See, one thing you must understand that even if it is not working, think about how to make it work. That's the way I think. Now, the third thing you need to do is to build relationships, not just records. At your PPA, respect people. Respect your colleagues, your students, even community members, your co-workers. Respect everybody. While I was serving, nobody will ever say I disrespected them. I respected everybody. One of the things that I did when I was serving, one of the instructions God gave to me was what? Take off your garments of kingly, your royal garment, and wear the garment of a slave or a servant, rather. That was the instruction he gave to me. He said, take off your royal garment and wear the garment of a servant. So the things that ordinarily I wouldn't have tolerated, and for some of you that don't understand what that means, people call me the king of value. So I've actually grown to a level that there are some things that ordinarily I shouldn't be doing. There are some kind of things you shouldn't say to me because of how far God has helped me. But I didn't bring down mindsets. No. I gave honor to whom honor is due. To my fellow core members, to my fellow teachers, even to my students. I respected them. That even sometimes all through my service here, I never flogged any students. And even the time that, I shout at students, like maybe they, got me frustrated and I have to raise my voice. After I finish raising my voice, I will still call the students in the front of all the students, and I will still apologize and tell the students what the students did wrong and the correction to it, and will still apologize for raising my voice. Not because I was looking for their favor. I just knew that this is an opportunity to build necessary skill sets, people management skill, honor. So don't just look down on people doing gra. You might be posted to a place whereby the people that you'll be working with, you are even more educated than every one of them. You have more money than them. You are more exposed than them. Don't bring that energy to wherever you're serving and make them feel less of themselves. No, respect boundaries, respect them, add value to them, build a relationship with them, and make friends with everyone. The fourth thing you need to do to become a person of value at your PPA is to identify problems and bring solutions. This is one thing that will make you stand out. And in fact, that's one thing that made me stand out during my service here. I will always cite problems, and I will not stop at citing problems. I will always profile solution. I will go and meet the management, respect him with respect. Okay, I observe this and this and this. Why don't we do it like this? Why don't we do this? Are you getting it now? And I will give my suggestions. And when I give my suggestions, I will still go ahead to spearhead it. I will spend my personal resources, use my connections, my network to get those things done. I undertook a project of, it's over 1 million in words. The project I did, my PCDS, was worth over 1 million naira when we begin to calculate everything that we did. But from my own network, I raised over 800,000 in cash. Apart from donation, someone gave us laptop, someone did this, volunteered to teach the student digital skills for 3 months, 4 different tutors, different things that I did. Someone donated a book, that sells to 2,500, donated 30 copies of it. Different things that we did. What happened? I saw a problem. These students are brilliant, but they are not exposed. Most of them are whiling away their time on social media. So what can we do to it? We can't tell them not to use a phone. We can't tell their parents to restrict them from having access to phone or gadgets, but we can actually channel that energy into something productive. So what did I do? I equipped them with digital skills like graphic designing, website designing, book writing, and video editing. And to surprise you, secondary school students, 6 of them wrote a book in 2 weeks. We published 2 of them as hard copy. A GS3 student designed a website for my PPA. They created different flyers, over 40 of them, videos, different videos. So I saw a problem and I profiled a solution. I saw that there were free time at my PPA and the students are not maximizing it. So what did I do? I went to meet them. Can we start having quiz competition, debate, spelling bee? And I took it upon myself to organize it. Every week, it became something that the students are always looking forward to. I will still be the moderator. In fact, it always falls on Wednesday. One of the activities falls on Wednesday. And Wednesday is my busiest period in my PPA. You can't imagine. I always have 8 periods to teach on Wednesday. Each period is 40 minutes. So calculate it, meaning that I'm teaching for 5 hours, I think 5 hours, 20 minutes. Then I will still now moderate the debate for another 50 minutes, which will require a ton of my energy. If you see me with my students, you will not even believe that this is the king of value. The kind of energy I will be giving to them. I will get back home like this. I will be totally spent. I mean, totally spent, tired. But I will not say because of that, I'm not going to do it the next day, the next week. I will still do it. I will continue to do it. Sometimes I will go for CDS. As I'm at CDS, because I know that I will have an event to moderate in school, something to organize. I will be running from CDS to my PPA. From CDS, I will be running from CDS. I was not a core member that does not go to work on CDS deal. No, before I even leave my PPA, I'll first go leave my house. I'll go to my PPA. When I'm done with CDS, I'll still go to my PPA to resume. In fact, the day I did my POP, I still went back to school. I still went to teach. I think I still taught like 3 periods or something like that. I didn't do those things because I was looking for their applaud or anything. They didn't even force me to do those things. But these are the things that will differentiate you. These are the things that you can do to add value to your PPA. And most importantly, to add value to your life. When I was done with my PPA, my service, and I began to highlight the things that I did, people will be like, how did you do those things in 1 year? I'm like, do you know the kind of effort I put into it? There was one of those days that I went to like 8 secondary schools. These were schools that were far away from each other. I left my house by 8 a.m. that day. I returned back around to 4 in the evening. From this school, submit letter, speak to them about this thing. We are coming to your school, we are having this thing, blah, 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 to this place, to this place, to this place, from Okada to Keke, from Keke to. I was just going that day with so much energy. In fact, the day I had my birthday, 21st of March this year, I still went to 2 secondary schools to go and meet with their directors and share the vision of my project. These were the things I was doing, and it was adding value to my PPA and to my host community. That's it. And you don't have to do it at a grand scale like I did. It can be that, oh, they don't have learning materials. Speak to 1 or 2 or 3 of your friends. Gather. If it's a little thing that you can do. There are some students I bought socks for. I bought, sandals for. My students, they know me. In fact, before I teach them any topic, I will tell them to go and read about the topic. Then they will come and make presentation on it. So they are always excited to come to my class. In fact, when they have free period, they will come and tell me, we have geography, we are free. Like, we don't have they don't have geography. They will come and call me that they are free so that they can do geography. Because I saw the problem. So I had to motivate them. If you read and you perform, I will still give you cash prize. Apart from that, when I teach you a thing and I know that it will be better if it is visually represented, I will take my PC, my laptop to the class and play the videos. I never collected money for data or anything from the school. These are just little things that you are doing. You are solving, problems. Or maybe just the systems over there is not well organized. Solve the problem. Or maybe the company does not have a social media page and you're a social media savvy. Help them create a page. Little things that you can do. The next thing, which is the 15th, is to serve beyond duty. Now, before I continue, if you have questions, please drop them in the comment section. I will do it to answer your questions. Serve beyond duty. And that's what I've been building upon. Don't just do what is required. Do more than it is required of you. Don't give the least effort or the least energy. Give your very best. Do it as if after you finish serving, that's the end of your life. It will build a stamina within you. It will equip you. It is going to furnish you with strength, skill set that will make you to stand out. I don't do what is required. I do what is not even required, that is necessary. I mentor students. I just shared it on my status, today. About one student, when I was doing my Smart Journey initiative, we were reaching the completion of the project, and we needed a photographer. So as I was discussing with someone, I was told that one of my students' parents, the mom, is a photographer. So I went, okay, we can partner with that on this. So I went. I said, okay. I called the students and I said, I need to speak with your mom about Smart Gen initiative that, in fact, the child is one of the people that are benefiting from the skill itself. It was learning website design at the time. That we need a photographer. If mommy can partner with us, maybe offer us discount or something because I was not going to pay a full price. But do you know the funny thing? So I followed the students. home by the weekend on a Saturday. And as soon as I got there, that was the very first time I was going to go to any parent's house, and that was the only parent's house I went all through my service here. So when I got there, it was as if the mom had been expecting me. I just came there to share the vision of the Smart Gen initiative and see how she can partner with us. The funny thing was that the conversation soon gravitated into like 4 hours. I have not even talked about the things that made me to come to see her. She was talking about a whole lot of things. She was, sharing a lot of things with me. She had known a lot of things about me. And how did she know? This child has been telling her a lot of things about me. But the child went to the extent that he told his parents that I am his mentor. The funny thing, I was just teaching though. It was not that I got like I was his mentor and he wanted to study geology. I studied geology. Before the time I started teaching them, the mom told me that he wanted, this is an SS2 student, not a small kid. He wanted to study pharmacy. But when I started teaching them geography, and they asked me what I studied, I didn't know that had altered his own viewpoint. All these things I didn't know anything about it. So for 4 hours, what really took me there, we didn't even talk about it until the end of the conversation. We not talk about it for 10 minutes or so. And it was an approval. She covered the event for us without collecting anything. What made that possible? I served beyond my duty, mentored the students. Like when I was serving, I couldn't travel. Weekends, I would be in school. I was going to school from Monday to Saturday because Monday to Friday, I would be in school. Saturday, I was organizing training. I was organizing mentorship with the students. So I didn't even have my time to myself. Nobody forced me to do this, but it was with a drive to solve a problem, to meet their needs, to help them do better. So that they will, be able to see possibilities beyond them. I spent my money. I went the extra mile, right? Even when I was done with my NYSC, I still stayed back for 2 months. Not because of anything. I just wanted to finish the session with them. When I finally finished, after the 2 months, they still called me to be holding virtual classes for them during their summer coaching, teaching them public speaking and writing for a whole month. A whole month too. So it's just about, it wasn't about the money. How much were they paying? How much? How much money that cannot even buy data for me in a month, right? But it was just about what I would do, to make them become better. Then the 16 is maintain integrity. Maintain integrity. Don't be someone that you now leave your PPA, then they will begin to discover skeleton in your cupboard. The things that you can't do openly, don't do it secretly. Don't gossip. Don't cut corners. Don't be lazy. Don't do eye service. When you mix integrity with value, you create a lasting reputation. Integrity plus value leads to a lasting reputation. Don't say this in the front of this person and say another thing at the back of this person. When I was saying, it wasn't that everything went so well. I had my own fair share of things, of struggles. But one vow I have made, in fact, an incident happened that it's quite unbelievable. But one vow I made is that I will not talk about anything that is going to bring down my PPA, not because of what they will give to me, but because I'm a person of integrity. Are you getting it? That I have my integrity. anything that will spoil my integrity, I run away from it. Like when I was serving, I don't receive things from people. I run away from receiving things from people, from going to greet this person, though, entertain visitors. They know me at my PP. I don't entertain visitors. I don't even travel. I will be at my PP. I will not go anywhere. They know me. I don't follow teachers to gossip. No, 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 no. I will just be on my own. People even think that I don't even talk. There was one of the teachers like, I don't even know that you can talk like this. When they saw me with my student where I was interacting, but because when I'm with other teachers and all those things, I'll just keep quiet. But she now saw me with the way I was interacting with her. So you can talk like that. I said, but anything that will not edify, I run away from it. Now I'm going to just run through this last thing, which is becoming a person of value beyond NYC. Now, we talked about your PPA. Now, beyond NYC, the first thing is document your impact. Now, for over 1 month now, I've been talking about the things I did during my NYC. I have the documents, I have pictures, hundreds of pictures that I snapped, the things I did. There are some things now, while you're documenting your impact, understand that there are some things that is not meant for the public. There are some things for the privates. There are some things that you're going to do that you shouldn't make it to the social media. People should not know about. But there are some things that everybody shout it to the rooftop. I did this, I did this, I did. This is not pride. It's not show off. One thing you must understand is that when people see what you've done now, it will be able to make them to trust you with more. Now, people begin to ask me, how were you able to raise over 800,000 for your project, apart from other donations, cash donations? In 3 months, I raised over 800,000. How was I able to do that? When I started the things I was doing, maybe I paid students jam fees. I sponsor like 4 of my students jam fees. In last year, December, I held an hangout with them whereby I spent money. I can't remember how much I spent, but I know it was over 50,000 naira. I went to fuel the school gen. Uh, I opened Netflix. We were done with the exam. So what happened was that when I was done with the exam, before the exams, I told them that if they are able to pass, get a certain grade, A's, something like that. I gave them cutoff that we are going to have a hangout after they are done with the exam. I'm going to, fuel the school gen, get a Netflix movie whereby we're going to watch a movie, get them snacks and everything. And I did that. And afterwards, the best students, I presented cash gifts. In fact, when I was serving, I presented like 15 cash gifts to students. 15. Apart from the small cash gifts that I always present, maybe we are in class or something. I mean, after the end of the term, I presented like 15 cash. I presented the first term, I presented the third term. Apart from the cash gifts, I also gave for inter-school quiz competition that run into like 140,000. So I was able to generate those funds because people had been seeing the things I was doing using my own personal finance. This level of sacrifice, I was documenting those things, I was sharing those things. There are some things I didn't share because they are personal. Even tonight, I will never share some of those things. Not because they are bad, they are very good things, but it's not for the public. I will not reveal the identity of the people I do it for. No, 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 no. There are some people that all through my NYC, they were on my budget. Like every month, I must do some things for them because I had everything. I didn't have. I'm not rich. I don't have those, but I just saw it that it's a privilege to be able to do this. So because of that, when you document your impact, people will be able to trust you with larger resources. See, one thing you must understand is that there are people with visions. There are people that has been destined to provide for the vision. So sometimes you have the vision. In fact, the truth about it really is that if you are really a visionary, you cannot be the provider for the vision. If you are the one financing all your vision, then your vision is too small. There are people that needs to actually provide for the vision that you have. But how do you attract them? When you document your impact. The second thing is learn transferable skills, leadership, problem solving, communication. These are the things you can do. Volunteer in your CDS group, volunteer for different opportunities. Before that time, I'm not sure I always do MC or something like that. But when I got my PP, I did their MC. When they have PTA, they know it's MC, everything, MC, MC. But I also had my values. When they have their party, I don't do MC because of the songs that they play. It is against my value system. I don't listen to secular or worldly music, so I don't do MC. I will turn it down. But in a normal atmosphere, I do their MC. I was their fellowship coordinator, coordinating the fellowship. I was what's it called? Debate committee chairman. I was part of their end of the year party committee. I was Blue House Master. I was class teacher. I was geography and ICT teacher. I was a press club leader or coordinator. Different things. I still have my responsibility as at LG, local governments. I was the general CDS president of the local governments. So you see, these are skill sets that you need to develop. Leverage your networks. Connect with people during your NYC. One thing that many of us see, because of the khaki that everybody is wearing, you think that everybody is the same. We are not the same. We are not on the same level. There was one of the core members that we both served together. He gave me 50,000 naira for my project. Core member supported the project. And this thing was in a matter of just, I think, 2 weeks of informing him. So we are not on the same level. Don't be deceived. Make connection. Even if those people are not yet there, yet. Hear what I said. Listen carefully. Yet. They are not yet there, yet. You can never tell where they will be in the next 10, 15 years. So this is now the time to build that connection. I build connection with different people, right? With your PPA, with your students. See, now I still check up on some of my students. Not because for they don't even give me anything. I don't even receive things from them. Sometimes they give me gifts. I'm not looking for those things. Then the next last thing is what? Keep growing. Take certifications, please. If you want to apply for a job, all of these things. See, I'm not able to go into details because that's not what they asked me to do. It's just to become a person of value to people. But I wrote a book about it called SAT. If you need the book, you can contact me. Now, take certifications. And I know that King Peak Holdings have different trainings and certification programs or something. Please contact them. I had 10 certifications when I was serving. Check the job requirements of that you want, the jobs you want to apply for. Check their requirements and begin to build your portfolio for it. Volunteer for courses beyond NYC. If they ask you your volunteering experiences or your leadership experience, what will you write there? Read and keep learning. Buy books. I read about 60 books when I was serving in 1 year. You don't have any excuse. I was listening to a video, watching a video from Charlie Cook while he was alive. He was talking on that podcast. I was like, that average you should read 50 books, and that's true. I read 52 books every year. This year I've read close to 40 or more than 40 books. So keep reading, keep learning, go for conferences, attend workshops, network with the right minds. It's not on TikTok every time, TikTok. Go to Coursera, Udemy, those things. Go and learn there. Now, I will conclude with this. Being a person of value is not about NYC. It is about your life. You are not doing NYC a favor by becoming a person of value. Whether you add your contribution to your people or your host community, the scheme will continue to exist. Understand that we don't attract opportunities because we want them. We attract them because we've become valuable enough to deserve them. You can't wish your way to success. You walk your way into it. So take your NYC seriously. Give it your very best. Use it as a year to build expertise, to develop yourself, to get muscles, to burn the fats, burn the midnight oil, so that when you are done with your NYC, you will leave your NYC with clarity, with joy, not confusion about the next part, not brokenness, that you now begin to, look for any job that the shall give to me. Let me shall go to get any job. No, you can program yourself for success. And I know you might say, our always is not enough. How do I do this thing? Blah, blah, blah. Out of the little, you can still achieve much. When I was saving, I didn't touch any of my alawi. I saved in 7 figures when I was saving. Alawi or stipends, I didn't touch it. Why? Because of the skill set I'd already developed when I was in university as an undergrad. These are the things that helped me when I was saving. I always say something. I say, the way I served will determine how far I'm going to go when I'm finally done with my service. There's no magic to it. The things I did as an undergraduate prepared me for where I am today. And the things I'm doing now will also prepare me for where I will be. The things I did as during my NYC are the things that are going to prepare me, has prepared me for who I am today and what I will be doing, how I'm doing today. So there is no magic to it. You don't wake up into success. You don't wake up into success. You plan your way into success and work hard towards success. And that's it. There's so much to share with you, right? But I just needed to stay within the boundaries of what I've been given to speak on. So, Mr. Tosin, I don't know if you are there. I think I'm good and I'm done with my presentation. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining tonight.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel. What a powerful session. The story is so powerful, the insight, and we really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for pouring out of your heart and of your mind. So I think we have a few questions that probably you can just take before we close. We have a question from Messi Bikole. We have, two questions from Messi Bikole actually. And I think we have two from God's Power King. So probably you can just attend them before we close. Can you see your questions, sir?
First question, when you want to carry out a project in your PPA, are we to use our personal money or we have to apply? In fact, when you want to do PCDS, there's something we call PCDS, Personal Community Development Service. There are some projects you can do under NYC, which is your PCDS. Then there are some projects that you do voluntarily. There are some things I did voluntarily from my own pocket. But when you want to do your PCDS, you are not expected to use your money or the money from your relatives. You are expected to speak to stakeholders, community, use network, your network, NGOs, philanthropists. That's how you raise money for your project. Do you get it now? You are not expected. You can apply for grants. You are not expected to use your personal money for your PCDS. But if you have other things in mind that you want to do, and you have the wherewithal, then go ahead, you can do that. There are a lot of things I did with my own personal money while I was saving, but it was not PCDS really. Now, question 2, my PPA school do not have a good building. It is still under construction. Is it a project that I can do? Absolutely, you can do that. Your PCDS should just be about, your project should just be about something that is going to add value to your PPA. And if you want to learn more about it, you can just get my book, Call to Serve. I explain all these things. And when you want to do your PCDS too, you have to submit what we call PCDS proposal. And there's one of those things I'm giving for those that pre-order the book. as a template that you can use. You can just edit and just submit it. Then God's Power King. Good evening, sir. How were you able to manage resource person as per vision in skill sets? Now, that's what I'm saying. Use your, what's gonna, your network. I had people that had mentored, people that believed in my visions. These were the people that volunteered for it. So that's what I was saying, that your vision, if you're really doing something tangible and something big, you alone cannot do it on your own. And that's why it's important to build relationship and use your network to get it done. So that's what I did. I had people that I had mentored, people that believed in my vision, people that have made contributions to them, people that are passionate about the same cause. They volunteered to teach those skill sets for free. Now, the second question from God's Power King: how do you generate resources as per enhancing your project? That's a lot. But in my book, I already explained it in details. But just as I said earlier on, you can speak to NGOs, community leaders, you can speak to your friends, your network. You can speak to even your PPA, they can assist you. You can just speak with stakeholders, people that you know that they are passionate about these things, they believe in that vision, and they have the resources that you need. And also, when you want to execute a project, don't expect money every time. If the person can give you the resource, maybe you want to build, if they can give you cement, it's okay. If they can supply water, it's okay. If it is sand, it's okay. So don't always expect that they give you money. Like for instance, when I was doing the project, we had training for like 10 weeks, like close to 3 months, right? And each day we always have our training for 2 hours. And we're using Big Gen because of projector, and each day we were spending 5,000 naira every Saturday. 5,000. That's, let's just say if you use 10 days, that's 50,000. I didn't, it was not part of my expenses, it was just one person that paid for it. So the is either she supplies the petrol or she sends the money 5,000 to get the petrol. It was not part of it. Do you get it now? When we had the first stage of our inter-school quiz competition, the what's it called now? The refreshments was sponsored by the school that hosted us. The final stage too, all the refreshments was sponsored by one person. I gave 3 laptops out. One of the laptops was donated by one single person. So these are the kind of ways you can get resources. So it must not necessarily be money. So I believe I've answered all these questions, and I don't know if there's any more questions, sir.
Yeah, I think that's all for today. Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel. This session has been value loaded, just like your name, King of Value.
Thanks so much.
Thank you so much. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can check up Mr. Emmanuel. His name is Emmanuel Olajide on all social media platforms. So please do check him out. Follow him for more value-driven content, and you'll be glad you did. You can always reach out to him for more, like you mentioned. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today. Thank you for being here. Shout out to everybody who has been engaging from day one, following back to back, and maximizing every single information that is being mentioned that will help them to maximize their NYC year. So whether you are already serving or whether you are about to start your own service year, we want you to know that at King Peak Holdings, we believe in you, we trust in you, and we look forward to you doing great things and doing exploits. Also, don't forget to read your free copy, your free book given by our chairman, Mr. Okoye at King Peak. The Millionaire Copper is being given for free at NYC orientation camp. So if you are already serving and you have not gotten your copy, make sure that you do, or probably you'd have gotten your copy, just that you didn't really pay attention to it. so many things written in that book that you need to read that will change your life. And if you're an aspiring core member, be rest assured that once you get to NYC camp, because we have a partnership with NYC, you are going to get your own copy as well, and it's going to change your life forever. All right. So if you have any other information that you want to ask, or you want to anything you want to know from King Peak, what we do, how we can support you, some of our courses that you can take, depending on what you want to do with your life, whether you want to build your career, your finance. We have other courses apart from our free webinars and our free training. We have other courses that are not too heavy in terms of cost that can help you to do better with your life. So just make sure that you reach out to us on our official line or any of our official platforms. You can go to our Instagram at King Peak Holdings. Just drop an Instagram DM. We're going to reply to you, or you can send us a message on Facebook or our official line on WhatsApp. So thank you so much for joining, and see you some other time. Bye for now.